Yo, what's good? It's Mastermind MMA, and this is going to be my reaction. It's really a post-fight analysis, but it's going to analyze all 5 seconds of Jorge Masvidal versus Ben Askren. And as you guys see that I put up on the screen, I call this shit word for word, minute for fucking minute, and I'll explain how. So, all right, this text exchange is from me and MMA from the Heartland, my guy Dan. We're just talking about it, and then we're just talking about the fight that are coming up. This was on Friday night, and I was like, "Yo, man!" Like we were just talking about. I have the receipts too, where fucking I was saying that Luke Rockhold was gonna get knocked out, and then fucking after we were talking about that, and then we're talking about how like where he's gonna go after he gets knocked out, and then I was talking about and then fucking Jorge Ben's on this card, and I was like, dude, I hope it's not a fucking like a hump fest. Like where just Ben's just like holding his legs and shit like that. And then I was like fucking, and then Dan was like, yeah, you know, like me too, but like I'm pretty sure like Jorge will like get like a shot in, probably get him and knock him out. And I just hope it's not a hump fest either. And I was like, yeah, dude, like, and then I was like, bro, I hope Jorge gets a flying knee knockout in like 5 seconds. Like the moment Ben shoots, he should get knocked out. And I'll explain why I said that. It's because I was like, all right, we all know Ben's game plan, right? He's going to wrestle. He's going to dominate, right? And you guys know I've been covering PFL, going to PFL events as credential media. So the first event I went to, fucking the knockout that went viral with Movli Khaibulov, it was fucking the 10-second flying knee knockout in PFL that went viral. So when I was interviewing him, I asked him, I was like, was that something you threw on the fly, or was that something you saw in training camp where you had to read for his takedowns that you're going to counter that with a flying knee? And then, because I just remember like when just situations where that happened where people shoot and they get knocked out with knees, like Yoel and Chris and shit like that. And Chris even said himself, like, damn, dude, like we knew about it not to shoot on that side because that's where he likes to throw knees from. And I just did it. Like, I wasn't thinking I did it anyway. But anyway, when I was talking to Movlead, he was like, yeah, I saw in camp when we were studying him, the way he shoots for takedown. So I was going to go with the flying knee or the uppercut to counter that. So I was like, yo, honestly, we know Ben Askren's game plan. So I would just say, like, dude, like, just time his shit. The moment he shoots, just throw that fucking flying knee. Because the flying knee is the antithesis for wrestlers. And we've seen it play out. But especially for me personally, not that I've got knocked out with a flying knee or anything like that, but just me personally, things I paid more attention to because personally it meant more to me, especially that Bellator event at Madison Square Garden, because I got to go for like credential media on media day and interview and meet all those people and shit like that. They met like Dom and like TJ and shit like that and like a whole bunch of motherfuckers. And then like I was like we saw Chael get knocked out with a flying knee with Lyoto. And then we saw my guy Aaron Pico get knocked out with a flying knee. And I was like, because he was constantly shooting and he was constantly wrestling that fight. And I was like, yo, like, honestly, like, if you're going to go up against Ben, you should probably just go for that. You know what I mean? And, like, I was watching the fights with my mom. And the moment that shit happened, I just got up fucking screaming. I was like, oh, shit. And then, like, I was just, like, first in awe and shock of just like what like my brain was still processing what just happened, and then I was just like, oh shit, I called it because and then I remembered because I was talking to Dan and then I said that like it wasn't even like in the forefront of my mind when it first happened, and then when it happened I was just like, oh shit, and then I was like, damn dude, like that shit was fucking wild, bro. And the fact that shit happened was motherfucking insane, dude. And Jorge Masvidal, man, the way he was playing the games when he's talking about it after, the way he mentally was playing the game, like, yeah, I was telling him to come forward, laying back, thinking it's going to be relaxed, and then I just come in with the sprint and clack on his motherfucking chin. Like, the whole thing was just, like, masterfully done. Everything. Not only the execution of the knee, everything before, everything after, everything he said, the whole build up, and then everything, the reflection of it afterwards, just fucking masterful, bro. The way Jorge was just, and it's Jorge being fucking him. gamebred being gamebred. And honestly, bro, like the way he was saying it, it was just like dude, like my homie Nick that fucking that I streamed the fights when I did the live motherfucking what was that called, Mastermind Mafia live for that Bellator event. Like he doesn't really watch fights, and then he fucking like I was talking to him the next day, and then I was telling him I was watching the fights, and then he was like, oh, so you saw that flying knee knockout? And I was like, bruh, like if it got on his radar, bro, like that shit is fucking like that shit went mainstream, and like bro, Ben on the fucking MMA hour, Ariel Helwani show. You know, you guys know what I mean. Fucking hats off to Ben, dude. He earned like he earned my respect at such a high level. The way he handled it, the way he talked about it. Honestly, like just to be so mature and so real and so just so cerebral in the application of it, and it shows because he's talking about it days after. You know what I mean? Like he's saying, like what I mean by that is like when he's saying like what he's saying, like there's no point in like being mad about it. It happened, and I just got to deal with it. It's like literally he's saying it, and you see him applying it because he's dealing with it and he's talking about it publicly. You see a lot of people after knockouts like that, bro. Like they just like they just got to take some time. You know what I mean? Like even Darren Till, dude. Like when Darren Till got knocked out by Masvidal, like he took some time off. You know, he didn't like post anything for like a little bit, and for Ben to just take it all head on and just be honest with it, and like to really truly be a competitor to that level where he's playing the game in the aspect of the Chael Sonnen and the build up and all that, and like like talking shit and all that, and after it like dealing with the consequences of talking shit, and like to that degree to be the fastest knockout in UFC history and then make light of it within 48 hours, dude. It's like something that I fucking admire, honestly, dude. Like on some real shit, bro. Like that's an admirable trait that I honestly truly respect and honestly aspire to acquire to that degree. You know what I mean? Not saying like I want to get to experience that, I want to get knocked out and fucking deal with it, but like honestly, like just the shit life throws at you, like that's an amazing mindset to have to combat it, and a trait to be able to deal with it. And like I could go on and on about it, but like super motherfucking props and respect to Ben for being how he is and handling it. And I fucking super respect and props to Jorge because I respect what he said about it too. You know what I mean? He's like, hey, like you want people say shit about, you can say anything you want in the build up, talk about all this shit, cross all these lines. And then after the fight, like, if I say some shit because I proved everything I said in our showboat to show people like that, like, hey, if you talk shit, you can set shit up to have it be rubbed in your face in a bad way. So that might be a deterrent. Yeah, I'm going to do that. And if you don't like it, then maybe you shouldn't watch this sport. And, well, he said that about the extra shots, but, like, that really applies too. So fucking he said they were super necessary. What do you mean they're not necessary? Yeah, that shit was fucking hilarious. But like I get people saying he could be classless with it. People don't like that, but honestly, at the end of the day, bro, it's a fucking fight, dude. Like they go in there, they know what happens, and like honestly, like regardless, like in a fight, like you're gonna, if you get in a fight with someone and like you really are like fighting, you're gonna have a respect for that person regardless, even if you hate them. You know what I mean? But I feel like that's where it comes to a point where where it's like he feels like Ben's not fighting because he's kind of using his wrestling to neutralize his opponents more than anything. And gamebred is like a truly bred fighter, like a street fighter. And I feel like he just kind of has like a different code and aspect when it comes to what a fight is. So, if you really earn his respect by that, like by your style, really, you know what I mean? And even the shit he had with Cowboy, he didn't even like he had some beef with Cowboy, but like he kind of like was like, yeah, you know me now, motherfucker. After that, because Cowboy was like, oh, I don't even know who this dude is, but they trained together and shit like that. And then he was like, yeah, you know, like when he's talking about on Joe Rogan, he was like, oh, Duchess, can you stop? My bad. So when he's talking about it on Joe Rogan, he was like, yeah, no, like, oh yeah, me and Cowboy had beef, but it wasn't really nothing. And he squashed the shit with fucking Bisping. I saw that on there, but I'm kind of getting off. But when he I lost my train of thought. Yeah, so when he was talking about like the respect, he respects Till because Till comes to fight. He's talking about people that come and bring it in a fight, and he really respects that. And I guess in his perception, he feels like Ben didn't bring that. But like at the end of the day, like I mean, Ben's going in there and he's going to fight regardless of what his style of fighting is, and he's putting the risk of what happened. You know, he knows it and he accepts it and he takes that risk, and it happens and he accepts that and deals with it. So like I really have a lot of respect for that. And he said he's gonna keep that same motherfucking energy. He's gonna keep talking shit. And he's gonna keep being him. And honestly, I respect that to a truly high degree. And same shit with Chael, dude. Chael always handled the loss like a motherfucking champ. But yeah, Ben really is like the new motherfucking Chael Sonnen. But yeah, bro, Jorge, the game plan was masterful. The execution was incredible. Just everything. It's getting a little redundant because it's 5 seconds, but you know, now I know where to go with it. Fucking title shot, bro. You got to give him a motherfucking title shot. Dana White, you need to give Jorge Gamebred Masvidal a fucking title shot ASAP. Because if you don't, it's just like we know how much behind the scenes politics play a part in the shit, but like there's certain things that are undeniable and momentum and work that needs to be rewarded. And like for Dana to say, oh, Usman's injured and we got to see how Usman and the shit plays out with him and Usman's ready, then we'll decide with the title shot. My guy, that has not been your energy at all for the past, like, what, 4 years, 3 years? I don't even fucking know when you're going fucking interim belts, like fucking out the ass, dog. Like, bro, think about when they first started rolling out interim belts and it just became a natural motherfucking thing. Duchess, stop it. It become like a natural fucking thing, and it's like, bro, it's like, hold up. Yeah, my bad. My puppy was playing with something. I was making noise. But yeah, dude, it just became a natural thing that they just kept doing. And it was almost like, oh, there's a title, and then we're gonna do an interim. And think about the whole Tony Ferguson could be like, the way they strap, dude. It's just so pointless. And like I'm getting frustrated thinking about it. But it's like the fact that you're even denying him that, because he does deserve the championship pay. He does deserve a championship opportunity. And if you can't, like, why aren't you doing what you do with the interim belt? And like, it's just like, I know you got shit playing out. You got Colby and Lawler next month, and then after that you got like Edwards RDA, I think. I don't even know. But you got some like top contenders, but bro, like just the knockout of Till like that and the knockout of Askren like that shit earns you a title shot, like 100%. Like it's just super biased and wrong if you're gonna deny him one. And it's just like Dana this is part of who Dana is, and this is like fucked up. But I guess because it's part of who Dana is, it's part of the sport, because the UFC is such a massive part of the sport. And at this faction of it, it is part of it because it's Dana White shit. You know what I mean? But it's fucked up. It's like a dictatorship. But yeah, Gamebred needs a shot at that belt, dog. Like he really does. Like, bro, he fought like, when you look stylistically, my man, like he fought Wonderboy Thompson. He fought Damian Maia and he fought Wonderboy Thompson, right? So he fought a heavy jiu-jitsu grappler and a pure Muay Thai striker. And I mean, not I was thinking about Till. No, fucking karate striker with Thompson, right? So he fucking you know, has the fight with Maya, does decent but loses, and then he has the fight with Thompson and he loses. Then he deals with the striking problem, Darren Till, who's a high level striker who actually beat Thompson and dropped Thompson on the feet, and then Masvidal beats him on the feet after getting dropped by him, and then he fights an elite high level wrestler and grappler in Ben Askren and takes him out in 5 seconds. Emphatic, grandiose performances back to back. And with the platform that this fight card was, International Fight Week, how big it was, how viral it went, the momentum he has, don't be a fucking dick and deny him, Dana. You know what I mean? Or like, yeah, I mean, like, I know over time, since Usman's not ready, but like momentum dies down, like, because people forget about shit, and it's like, what have you done for me lately? But at the end of and like, if there's any grandiose performances that overshadow it, that person's gonna have more momentum. But at the end of the day, dude, like, at least give him an interim. You know what I mean? Like, at least pay him that due if Usman's gonna be out for a long time. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's my thoughts on it. And yeah, I'll be doing more videos. I might be doing a recap of MMA from the Heartland. Got to see if he's available for that. And that shit might be coming tonight. So be on the lookout for that. And you already know it's Mastermind MMA.